Hi crafty friends, and welcome to card number 4 in our 12 Cards of Christmas 2017 series. So let's start with cutting a 5 by 7 square and fold it in half. This will be the base of our card. Next, I have used a die cut by Sizzix to cut out this beautiful tree. You can use whatever tree shape that you have in your die cuts, maybe a sticker, maybe a shape that you bought, whatever shape that you have, even if it's just a triangle shape that you cut out of another paper to create a tree. So, but if you're using this die or a die similar to that that has lots of details, make sure to apply glue all over the little details so it will be really glued to the card. Next, I have printed the word joy on my home computer, and just to create a sort of a template, because the next thing that we're going to do is remove or cut out the letters. We don't need the letters themselves, we need the inside of the letters, we need the template for the letters. So if you have a chipboard, for example, a chipboard sheet that you used to have letters in that you can use as a template or something like that, then you can do that as well. For the really curvy lines, I'm using scissors. For the straight lines, I'm using a craft knife. So once you cut out all the letters, we are going to bring back the card, place our template on the card. I'm centering it and placing it towards the bottom of the card, and then trace with the pencil on the card itself, on the tree that you have glued to the card. Trace the letters with your pencil. Make sure that you trace all the letters so you won't get any parts that you can't see, and then you bring your craft knife or your scissors and you cut out the letters. This is why we need everything to be glued to the card, because we don't want parts of the tree that we have used to tear when we cut out the letters. And if you want to use the same die that I used, then you have a link under the video where you can get that die and what it's called exactly. So just continue very gently and patiently to cut out all your letters. And once you've done that, cut another square measuring 3 by 4.5 and attach it to the inside of your card. Again, centering it, we want nice even margins. And the next step would be to glue back the letters, but this time we're going to use 3D foam tape. So our letters are going to be raised from the card. I'm using 2 layers of the 3D foam tape, and then you'll have the letter raised, and the background that you added will slightly show in between, so it's going to be a really cool effect. You need to cut very small pieces of the foam tape because they need to fit inside the part where you cut out the letters. We don't want any of the pieces to stick out and show. So I'm using tweezers for the really small pieces of the foam tape, and then you need to glue back to attach your letter exactly to the position where you cut it before. So it might take a few tries, but then you see the effect that you're getting. Really cool effect of the letters that are glued back to the card. and then in this case, for example, in the O, align it with the tree that is glued on the card, because you want that continuation of the pattern of the tree. And by the way, if you don't have a tree, you can use other shapes, but this is a really cool effect that you get simply by removing the letters and then gluing them back a little bit raised from the card. It might take a little bit of time to cut out your letters, but I think that the end result is absolutely worth it, because you get a really special card and not too fancy, but with a twist. So let's align the Y, glue it back, and look at that. Isn't that cool? Really pretty. So I also want to add a few stars that I've punched with a punch that I have. Again, if you don't have a punch that has stars on it, then you can just use stickers, or you can draw it by hand with a white pen or a black pen or a red pen, depending on the background that you created your card from. I think I'm going to add a few more stars with a white pen just to brighten things up a little bit. And also I want to go over the letters just around them to make them pop even more with the same white pen. So very gently go around them. You can do that with ink as well if you want to. And then you'll get a really cool card. And a few more stars, just small ones. And I really like how this card turned out. Thank you very much for joining me in the 12 Cards of Christmas 2017 series. Please visit my website, anatkessler.com, and I will see you next time.